Hello, great ones. Welcome to the Live and Be Great podcast. I'm your host, Latanya Sampson McDonald. I am a life coach and a registered marriage and family therapist associate. And this podcast was created to motivate, educate, and inspire all to live and be great. So, on today's episode, y'all already know I have to explain where in the world have I been. Like season 2, the 21st episode was supposed to start back in April. And yes, I have to explain myself. So, where do I begin? The last time we left off, I was quitting my job um, in February. And after I quit the job, we decided, since our lease was up, to move to North Carolina, my husband and I. And we did a 3-day drive, okay? All the way from California to North Carolina. Why, you say? um, we both wanted something new, right? And more for our money, okay? So, for those of you who don't know, Los Angeles, California, that state, it's expensive, extremely expensive, and they do not pay you, okay, more when they raise the rent. They don't, right? And if you want to know the truth like that, that's part of the reason why we did not renew our lease with our landlord when they did raise the rent. And we had been researching North Carolina, my husband and I, for about 3 years. And we decided, you know what? Let's just go. Let's just go. I made a vow that I'm going to be an entrepreneur, anyways. And, you know, as a life coach and a therapist, I see all my clients virtually, especially since the pandemic. That's just what it is. And I can still have my business and everything else that I'm doing. So we decided to move. Uh, and that move was difficult. Okay, the drive was difficult. Okay, and I won't go into too much details because, sidebar, I do want to run the podcast side and my YouTube side and TikTok and all of that social media. Um, there's a filter that we have to have on, okay, when it comes to sharing information and being politically correct in these spaces. So I have decided to move the unfiltered content over to Patreon. I'm setting that up now, and you guys will get, in depth stories and exclusive content there. Okay, for sure. But yeah, that was a trip, and yes, it was well worth it at the time. It was extremely stressful, and I will tell you in depth all about it with full details. Okay? But that's basically why I've been gone. Just the transition from not working a regular job, moving out of the state, having a brand new start for my husband and I. It it was definitely difficult, but that's where I've been. Now I remember saying that my new mantra was going to be trust God 100%. And where I'm at spiritually these days, and even before then, I feel like God is in everybody. And my way of viewing my spirituality and connection to the things that I want to do in life and my purpose is that to seek God is to seek you. That's just what it is for me. Like, whatever is on my heart to do, especially when it comes to my healing journey, because every day you're healing, every day you're growing. Being able to truly step into my purpose is I feel like necessary, and I feel as though it makes me feel that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Period. Like, when you ask certain questions as to why are you here, and so many people have been there. Like, what am I doing here? Is life is difficult? You know, uh, truly following my heart is how I stay connected to who I'm supposed to be. And y'all, things have changed. A lot has changed since that last episode in February. A lot has changed. A lot has transpired. There has been growth. Okay, there has been a shift in not only me but the people that I allow in my spaces. Um, in my space, I should say, but yeah, spaces as well. Um, and I have decided that I don't want to be around fakeness anymore. I just don't. It's unnecessary. If you're going to share space with me, family, friend, whoever, you got to be your true self, and you have to be accountable for your actions. Okay? Because, my goodness, so many of us show up as who we feel like people want to see us be. And you end up losing sight of what you're truly supposed to be doing in the journey. And then you end up not truly being able to be accountable for yourself, right? And when it comes to accountability, everybody has trauma, and there are things that are affected by the trauma we experience in our life, right? Relationships, going after our dreams and aspirations, how we parent, everything is affected by your childhood trauma, right? But how you stay accountable, it's not as, oh, okay, I deserved the stuff that happened to me. No, you are responsible for being accountable for how you show up in this world. Yes, something may have happened to you and you may have experienced trauma, but you are accountable for your healing. You have to be, right? Because at the end of the day, I've said multiple times before, there's always a reason for a behavior, good or bad. Always. There's always something that came before. People don't just wake up and decide to do bad things. Nope, something happens to them, right? And if you are not accountable, you can end up repeating some of the traumatic things that you experienced onto other people. You can. It's very easy to fall into that trap when you do not face yourself, when you are not accountable for your healing. Yes, something happened to me. Now it's time to heal and make sure that it's not running my life. With that being said, the old Tanya had to go. Okay, she gone. Like, Tanya that y'all got in the first season has evolved and can see clearly now when it came to being obedient and trusting my heart and going after what I desired. Oh my goodness. Talk about the law of attraction. And I got the biggest lesson about the law of attraction during this journey because usually when we talk about manifesting, sometimes we only focus on the good things. But rude awakening was that every time you say something, you're basically calling forth whatever that thing is, and the universe doesn't know the difference between good or bad. So if you in negativity and you're constantly speaking negative affirmations on your life, okay, don't be surprised when you get it. Just don't. Because that's how it happens. Like, even when I was telling you all last season on the last episode about me quitting my job and how it went from, okay, I'm going to give this 90 days to, okay, a week. Okay, Friday, Thursday, all right, today. Like, whatever was in my spirit and what my spirit needed, good or bad, it happened, right? And yeah, like I said, I'm going to go into major detail on my first podcast episode on my Patreon that I definitely want you all to sign up for. Don't sign up for it yet, okay? Don't sign up for it yet because I'm still putting the finishing touches on it. But hopefully by next episode, it'll be up and running and you guys will have access to that unfiltered, unedited episode. But man, if you do see a change, even how I speak, my voice is still the same, but what I talk about, it had to do with the growth and the support of having a spiritual advisor, right? And I didn't know that existed. I thought that, that meant just having a pastor or whatever the case may be, but I don't go to church. So it is basically somebody aligned with your higher self and your values and who you want to be in this world. That is a spiritual advisor, somebody connected, not just to what we feel and believe on this earth, but has information outside of the normal, I would say, colonized and commercialized spirituality. Okay, it's definitely a beautiful experience to elevate and be open to more and to more understanding and more connection as to my presence here and why I'm here and who was I before. Yes, completely different, completely different. I have to have an episode about that as well. But definitely a hard journey. Like, even having to let people go that I've known for years that I call sister, that I call friend. But like I said before, I can't share space with fake people. I can't share space with people who won't be accountable for them, especially if you're a fellow therapist. Oh my gosh. Especially if you're a fellow therapist, you guys. Like, I am someone who I will not ask any of my clients to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. Okay? And I've even noticed, like, this is how powerful life is and spirituality. And I don't believe in coincidences. And here's why: the clients I have now, I've walked through a lot of the things that they've gone through. And I'm like, aha. Like, and it's even a deja vu moment sometimes in sessions when they've said things that the old me that hasn't elevated or hadn't healed yet or hadn't figured it out yet has said, like verbatim. And any true healer, honestly, any true healer knows that the true healing doesn't come from books. It don't come from that doctorate or that master's degree. It comes from your experience. You understand that your life is the cure, right? If you're truly, truly, truly committed and you truly understand your purpose and why you are here and you're not pretending, right? You understand that, okay? And you take it seriously. And I can't condone it. I cannot. And I hate it because as a therapist and as a life coach, you assume that everybody coming into this profession, that while they're in school that they're going to do the work. But even while I was in school, everybody was not doing the work on themselves. They weren't. And that's not okay. It just isn't. I mean, just like in any profession, even when it comes to like medical doctors, right? You want a doctor that has compassion and understands like human feelings, bedside manner, okay? Like you want someone that doesn't necessarily see you. Okay, now I wouldn't even say necessarily. Let's be blunt. You want somebody that doesn't see you as just a paycheck, okay? And is just hoping, won't touch you until they see your insurance card or whatever the case may be, right? You want somebody that truly cares, that understands it's just not, that feels within their heart of hearts, it's not about the money. It's really about what can I do for this person's life to better it. You know, if they're going to give me access to them, I got to take that seriously. And you can't take anybody's life seriously if you don't take your own life seriously. If you don't care about you, you cannot possibly care about anybody else. So, yes, during the healing process, when I started to ask God to show me who was in my corner and clear out anybody that wasn't for me, right? I've said that prayer plenty of times. But the big lesson is sometimes people linger a little bit longer because you don't get it yet. There's still some lessons that you need to learn when when you haven't yet figured it out, when you decide to condone certain things in your space, when you are having a hard time setting certain boundaries. Also, back to the law of attraction, I did not realize that sometimes you attract what you know, okay? And that could be positive or negative. And in your space, when you have normalized the behavior, it's not quite easy to seek it out or know that it's there or know that you've attracted the same toxic person because of the normalization. And in your journey, unfortunately, you haven't gotten there yet when it comes to your healing. When you when you're like, okay, well, this person, they've always been this way. So, but they're my friend. They show they're my friend this way. So I'll stick to that, right? And crazy part about it, some of us have been treated so badly that we don't realize when we're being treated poorly, okay? We don't realize it. We don't realize that it's a little step of above. It's a little step above being treated badly, because the amount of trauma that we've been through, especially when that trauma starts within the family and we have this loyalty to, no matter what, their family. When we tell ourselves that and we don't allow ourselves, or we haven't gotten far enough in our healing journey to feel strong enough to set that boundary with toxic people. Okay? The healing journey, when you decide to do it, when you decide to go through it, and as you get stronger, yes, you will lose people along the way that just can't take, unfortunately, the new version of you, that are stuck, right? You'll start to see more. And yes, everybody has their own journey, but sometimes people who refuse to heal and to really, really address their trauma, sometimes they can put you in danger, right? Yes, we want to have patience and everybody is at their different level and you can't control people. But when it starts to put an attack on who you are and violate you, right? You have every right to do something about that and say, hey, I'm going to put a pause on this because unfortunately, you ain't where I'm at. And I don't know if you're supposed to be here on this part of my journey. And I respectfully, maybe I'm not supposed to be here on your part of your journey if I'm keeping you the same. You get what I'm saying? So that part is difficult and you do grieve. You do. You do grieve that part. And it's important that you have support when you decide to do it. Like I always say, go to therapy, get a life coach. You do not have to walk this walk alone. But I don't feel like anybody is here to just keep doing things the same. I feel like you're supposed to grow every day and you're supposed to elevate and really truly be proud about that and do things differently. Okay, you do not have to do things the same if they affect you. You do not have to do this tit for tat. Okay, I've been hurt, so I'm going to hurt other people. You don't have to do that. That's a choice, right? That is a choice. And it'll always be the choice if you do not do the work on yourself. I promise I do not want to keep you all this long, okay? My episodes are probably going to be shorter this season because I do want to give you all that unfiltered content and be free and not have to cover up who I am so much, just for the sake of being politically correct. I don't want to do that. And I apologize if I'm a little bit tongue-tied because it's going to be like starting from scratch since I've been gone for so long. And you guys just got to bear with me, right? I'm a human being and I'm real about what I say, especially when it comes to healing and growth and being so fortunate to impact people and be a part of their healing journey. I take it seriously. And like I said, I practice what I preach. And sometimes I need a little break in this transition. There's no way I could give what I fully needed to give. Oh my goodness. Just wait till I tell y'all on the Patreon exactly how this transition has been, okay? But I'm here. I'm back, all right? So we're going to celebrate. I'm happy to be able to talk to you all again, and thank you so much for listening. And yes, I apologize. I apologize for being gone for so long. I know I could have sent out a smoke signal or something. I also, as far as my social media and, making sure I am doing that part and like my videos, my inspirational videos and just teaching in any way that I can, I did decide to embrace TikTok. Okay. And you guys can follow me on TikTok at Live and Be Great. everything on YouTube, on Instagram, at Live and Be Great is where it's at. Okay, so you guys can see what I've been doing on there, because I definitely couldn't be doing all of the social medias and the podcasting during that time, because right before we did decide to move to North Carolina, I said I was just going to focus on the business and getting more clients, and I decided, so I won't be so overwhelmed, to just focus on TikTok. So I was able to grow it to like almost 27,000 followers, which is amazing. Okay, so make sure you guys follow me on there. I definitely want to have an episode about that, like not feeling guilty for taking some of the stuff off of your plate when you feel overwhelmed. It is okay. I know easier said than done for some of us who are still working 9 to 5s and, haven't really been able to figure out how to balance what they have to do versus what they truly want to do and marry that together. So I completely understand that. And I want to, give you guys some tips and tricks to doing that. But again, this process is not easy. It's not. It's definitely not. But I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be back sharing with you all and providing a space that is safe and can be inspirational and motivational to you all. Okay? I'm excited. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be in North Carolina. And I'm excited to embrace this new version of me. And I want everybody to work towards the best version of them, to truly live and be great. Okay? I'm still accepting new clients. Okay? And like I said, virtual, all virtual. You can go to liveandbegreat.com and set up a free consultation with me if you're interested, if you're ready to take that step, if you feel like I might be a good match for you, no matter who you are. I see individuals, couples, families, and co-parents. And individuals, any range, any age range, it's okay. I'm well versed in especially teenager. Yes, well versed in teenager and adults, which are just bigger teenagers. Okay, if we want to be honest. If we want to be honest about that. But I welcome you all on this journey for season 2 of Live and Be Great. I'm going to post as much as I can. The schedule will be every 2 weeks. If not, you guys know I'll come right back. I will. I'm gonna try not to have no big old transition like that again. Right, at least for right now. Okay, when I'm gone for like months. But I truly appreciate all that have come back and who are riding this out with me. I truly appreciate you. I really do. Okay, so I'll see you guys on the next episode of Live and Be Great. Don't forget to follow me on all social media platforms, and I will talk to you soon. The Live and Be Great podcast will be airing every other Friday. If you have truly enjoyed this podcast, thank you for listening. Thank you for giving Live and Be Great a chance. Please feel free to share, like, give a review, subscribe on whichever platform that you're listening to right now, on iTunes or Apple Podcast, Spotify, Anchor, as well as Google Play. The Live and Be Great podcast is strictly crowdfunded, so if you are interested in becoming a supporter, you can click the link in the description, or you can go to liveandbegreat.com and scroll to the bottom and donate to the Live and Be Great podcast today, so I can continue to give you good and motivational content. Thank you all for listening, and don't forget to give yourself permission to live and be great.